Good evening. Welcome to Spring Force Qigong, my Qigong along with me. I'm going to do a energy balancing and healing session tonight for someone who's quite far away from me. And I won't disclose any information about who that person is, but they know who they are. And all of these sessions can be done remotely because as we use the visualization of our mind, and I will envision my client in my chair here, and I will key into their chi, and I will use my chi to connect with them and to detect any energy blockages that might be in them today and release anything that can be released. One of the cool things about this, I have new ring lights and I've got these lights in my eyeballs. They're making me crazy, but it's technology, right? I'll just have to roll with it. One of the cool things about these healing sessions is that I know generally what's going on with this person, but I don't know specifically any particular information that they need to have addressed. And I asked them specifically not to tell it to me at the front end of things. And I would like them also to set what we call a subjective units of distress scale. So a SUDS level. So if you ever go into emergency at the hospital, they say to you, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most excruciating pain you've ever been in, where is your pain threshold? So I've asked my client to set that pain threshold at this moment, and it can be physical pain, emotional pain, feeling like they're stuck in any manner, but whatever the intensity of the issue that they're dealing with in this moment, like right now, I'd like them to set that. And if you're following along with this, you could set one as well. And so you set that in. You set that SUDS level now at the beginning of the session, and then you're going to check in with that, and we'll check in with that again at the end of the session and see if that has changed. Sometimes if the chi starts to address some things that have been bottled up and blocked for a long time, and we start to open things, sometimes symptoms of whatever it is can increase a little bit. And so be aware of that and don't go, oh, that stuff doesn't work. Actually, if it's increasing, it is working because it's bringing more awareness to that particular, whatever that blockage is in our body. And I don't know it with my brain, but when I set the intention, and I will narrate everything that I do, when I set the intention in the session for the to be guided, then it's amazing. Pretty much 100% of my clients, when I do this process with them, have said, you address things that I didn't tell you about, but things that I wanted addressed. And it's really gratifying because it helps me understand that it's not me. I am not the healer. I am learning skills with which to channel healing energy and teach and explain and facilitate healing energy from the universe. And so I am I have skills, but I am not the healer. You are the healer as you access information from the universe about how your body is functioning and what to do with it. Now, in a healing session also, you might receive information. You might receive information about what you should do about, if it's a physical condition, if you should ask a doctor about something. In no way does this process circumvent you having competent medical care. In no way. I do not diagnose things. I do not prescribe things. I will never, and I don't interpret what you get. I will simply observe what I get, and I'm not going to say, well, you've got this and this going on in your body. That's not my place. I simply move energy and allow blockages to unlock and to move. And so in the process, you might receive information that's very pertinent to you. And I will not receive information for you. You will receive information for you, because I am not the healer. I am a channel for healing. That's it. It's quite fun because it gives you sovereignty over your own process. It gives you your own ability to hear information from the universe that will bless your life. So that's the process. If you'd like to know a little bit more technically about what I am doing, I'm going to narrate everything I'm doing, but if you'd like to know more technically, drop us something in the comments or private message me a little bit later on, and I can send you a video or direct you to a video on this page that explains the process, so that it takes about 20 minutes to explain it. So rather than take that time right now, I will begin that, or I will send that to you. So I invite you, if you're watching, and we could do this in proxy for other people as well. For instance, I've got a 15-year-old daughter, and 2 nights this week, she has come to my room and climbed into bed with us and said, "Mommy, my tummy hurts. My tummy really, really hurts." And as I do the Qigong healing process on her, and then I often will put on a healing meditation as well after I finish the process. And the pain goes away. Monday morning, it ended out with throwing up on the floor, but within 24 hours, she was quite through things. And the pain changed for her. She was in my bed again this morning and moved the pain again. So it's a process that can be extremely beneficial, extremely valuable, and very powerful as we key into it with the Qi. So you'll notice that I'm bouncing right now. This bouncing process, and through most of this now I'll probably be closing my eyes because I am online, I'm engaging, but I'm engaging with the client that I'm working with at the moment. And I will narrate everything that I do. So our bouncing process is a letting go process. You'll notice I yawned, I kind of moved my body around a little bit, and in the bouncing process, we are letting go of any extra energy that's ready to move. Now you might have some things that are intensely going on, and you might have a very strong desire to have certain things fixed and changed. I invite you in this moment to let go of the rigid desires and key into the universe, and we're going to move into that space through a series of steps. Key into the universe and settle into a place of contentment and a place of trust that the universe knows what to heal first. Because our symptoms are often are often the tip of the iceberg of underlying blockages that are there. And the Qi is our life force. The Qi is energy with a life force to it. It sustains life. It has a blueprint to it, so it knows exactly what to do to heal things. And it has intelligence. And our Qi, that life force energy, is directed by our Yi, by our intention. And so in this process, we're going to be setting an intention. And you will set yours and I will set mine, and we won't discuss what they are. And we are also going to call upon our master's energy. And our master, your master, may be different than my master. But our master, we can key into the energy and the wisdom and the knowledge of a being that we hold and that you hold and that I hold as omnipotent, for lack of a better term. Someone from whom you draw wisdom. It could be like a grandmother that's passed away. It could be somebody who's alive. It could be somebody who has passed away now and is in the next realm. But someone from who you look to for guidance, for direction, for care, for love, for miracles. Because there are miracles. And it could also be your own inner knowing. Not everybody holds a belief of a higher power, and they only believe in themselves. And so our own inner knowing can be our master. So there's space for everyone, no matter what your awareness is of energy and power. There's space for everyone to key into this process. So as we bounce, we're breathing in through our nose and we're breathing out through our mouth. This is a releasing process. And we're going to just swivel our bodies back and forth, just like a little child that's bouncing up and down and just really happy to be getting something wonderful. But we're getting something wonderful right now. We're getting some balance. We're getting some stability in a situation that might be otherwise feel very chaotic. As I narrate my process, I will talk about probably colors. I will talk about energies that are contracting, emotions that are contracting, emotions that are expanding. I'll talk about connections to the earth elements, the elements of wood, fire, water, metal, and earth. Because depending on what I receive, that information will come through. So as we bounce, and if you're in a situation where you're perhaps lying down and you don't want to stand up to bounce, envision yourself bouncing. I'm doing this all as a visualization process. Our visualization is absolutely incredible. You could be completely paralyzed and be able to bounce in your mind, and the effect would be the same. As we bounce, become aware of your body. You saw me just shrug my shoulders back. I could feel that my shoulders were folded forward. As we bounce, we become aware of our body where it's out of alignment. And as our physical body becomes more aligned in a functional stance, where all of the building blocks are stacked up on top of each other appropriately, because when one building block is moved over, then the other ones have to compensate for it. But when everything's lined up the way the body is optimally running, then the chi is open and can move a little bit easier as well. It opens up those energy blockages. It opens up the channels. There are 12 main channels running through our body. There's channels in the joints. There's channels down into the feet. So as you bounce along, simply be aware. Don't be trying to change well, you don't have to change anything. You might actually. When you're aware of something that's folded or tipped over, because your body's inviting you with that awareness to come into alignment. And as we align with these higher powers, with the energy of the universe, with the energy of unconditional love, with the energy of pure intention, and as our body aligns into these spaces, the blockages that we're holding, that our body is holding, start to be able to move. And as we make these little adjustments, the little bits of energy that are blocking are now being able to just filter off, flush off, and they're going back to the universe. Einstein said, energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed. And so when our body is holding extra energy, and dis-ease is either too much energy, too little energy, or energy in the wrong place. So the bouncing helps to bring in more energy where more energy is needed, let go of energy where there's too much, and move energy out of the wrong place and get it to flow. Just like traffic in a freeway. I invite you to envision yourself, this bouncing body now, as if you're a beautiful bird, perhaps a white swan. You use an image of a water bird though. And it can see this beautiful, pristine, glassy lake that is absolute pure Eden. And it wants to land on this lake. And so continue to bounce as I work through this metaphor with you. And as this bird, our body, flies and goes to land down into the lake, puts down its feet, it folds its wings, and then it comes into a quiet serenity on that lake. So we're going to use our breath to be flying our bird. And as you breathe out next time, you're going to allow your body to come into a quiet stillness, just like it's landing. And then observe what happens in your body as you've come into that quietness. For me, my hands float away from my body. My body is conditioned now to feel the chi. My palms feel full. My fingertips are tingling. This is chi. Any tingling sensations that you feel, any pressure in your palms especially, our hands are very healing. They feel the chi very clearly. You might feel other parts of your body tingling or expanding. This is chi. And if you are standing or sitting, I invite you to bring your hands to the lower dantian, which is our navel area, If you're a woman, your right hand will be next to your navel. If you're a man, your left hand will be next to your navel. If that doesn't feel right, shift and adjust them until you have a comfortable feeling. You'll know when you've got it, because your body will tell you which one is the most comfortable for you. Our fingers are open. When the fingers are open and we're not touching the lower dantian, we're not touching the other hand. So qi is moving freely in these spaces. If my client was present with me, I would also not touch their body at all in this process. Qigong healing is message healing and energy healing. And here in this space, we use a password now. Just like the password for our phones or cell phone, if the password is not keyed in, we do not have any access to the power in the phone. When we key in the password, we have access to all of the power in the phone, even the power that we don't know how to use yet. And so as we give the password, we are connecting to the absolute power of the universe, much of it which we don't really know how to use yet. But that doesn't mean it's not available. The password is, I am in the universe. The universe is in my body. The universe and I combine together as one. And as we give that password, we step into a place of emptiness. The vastness of the universe. And that vast emptiness is actually filled with unconditional love, beautiful, pure, healing love. And it is also a space of all possibility. And here in this emptiness and this oneness, we call upon the energy of our master. You decide who your master is. And you can see or feel your master coming across to you from the universe, from the edges of the universe, which really have no edges. And they come towards you. And you are the only one in their existence at this moment and in their attention. And you can feel their beautiful love. You can feel the vibration of their love for you. You can feel their heart if they have one. And as your master comes to you, we say to our master, dear master, here we are setting our intention now. With deep gratitude for all that I know that I've been given and all that I'm unaware that I've been given. I set my intention for this practice right now, and you set the intention of what you would like to receive from this practice, and I will set mine. And as I've set the intention now, I'm going to envision my client in my chair. And as my client is in my chair, now I use my qi and just allow my qi to sink into and feel in the space of my client. Feel their qi. And my qi will be drawn to any densities that may be in theirs. So I'm drawn to the top of the chest, up here. I'm drawn to the heart area. And I'm drawn to the low back. And a bit to the knees. Chest, heart, low back, and knees. So now that I have my awarenesses of where the densities are in this moment, in our palms we have energy points that go directly to the heart. They're connected to love. And so I take my palm, and our lower dantian, our navel area, is a very, very strong energy center in our body. And so to prepare this body and this person, this whole being here, to have some energy moved, first of all, I fill it with love. And so I'll palm into the lower dantian 9 times. This beautiful love. It feels I get an image of a pillow of support here right now. And now my hands go above my client's head. We have a yin energy channel that runs down the front of our body and a yang energy channel that runs up the back. And we're going to balance those right now. As my left hand runs down their yin channel, it also runs down my yin channel. And my right hand is now going to run up their yang channel. And my right hand will yet run up mine. I envision it being up the back. And I'll do this one 3 times. So we're balancing yin and yang. Our breathing is now in through our nose and out through our nose. Breathe deeply and slowly. And I'll palm in again 9 times. Beautiful love. And now, because this person is in visualization, I'm going to turn their body in my mind. I'll just literally turn the chair. Our fingers, this is called sword fingers. And there's energy that comes out of my fingers. And I'm going to gently use those sword fingers to open up the spine from the C7 all the way down to the tip of the tailbone. And we always open up the whole spine first, because it's like the main highway of energy. And so as we open that spine and allow energy, any energy blockages to flow, all the branches, all the little roads off this main highway now are freer. The energy in there is freer to flow. And again, my palms will draw any energy that's ready to be released. The impression of the color yellow comes to me at the moment. Yellow is connected to the stomach system, connected to the earth, the dirt of the earth. The contracting emotion in the yellow stomach system is anxiety. The expanding emotion is peace. So as we open the spine, anything that feels like anxiety is ready to be released. I do not refer to these emotions as negative or positive, because all emotions have information in them, and we need to use all, or we can use all of the information in all emotions to have a balanced life. And so if there's anxiety there, it came for a reason. Whatever is ready to be released is ready to be released now. The color white is coming to me now. This is energy coming off the low back. White is connected to the lung system. The lungs are connected to the metal of the earth. Metal gives us structure. We build with it. Also, the tiny bits of metal, the molecules of metal, are used in our bodies for chemical reactions. The contracting emotion in the lung system, in the lung system, in the white system, the contracting emotion is sadness and depression. And the expanding emotion is contentment. Any little bits of sadness and depression that are ready to be released can be released now. As we breathe out any extra emotions, extra energy that's ready to be released, and we breathe in that contentment. This sends messages to the cells. Breathing in contentment. Breathing out any extra energy. Could be sadness, could be depression, could be anxiety, could be anything that's contracting. We don't have to know what it is or where it came from. It's simply ready to be released in kindness and gentleness, in compassion and love, in gratitude especially. Each emotion comes to us to teach us something or protect us in some way. And when their job is finished, for now, they can be released and go back to the universe. And they can go to a waiting space. And the waiting space can be outside the body. They've been in a storage space in the body, which is creating a blockage. As they're released from the body, they can go into a waiting space, but they can come back in and be used again when needed. All emotions are important. I'm going to address the heart energy. We've opened the spine, and I'm going to take the heart energy from back in the ribs. I'm going to open the back ribs. The heart wants to be cared for very gently. So as I open the back ribs, just like a fan, I envision this huge space now. This huge space in my client's rib cage. Making space around the heart for it to be able to be free and be able to expand in an appropriate manner. The color red comes in. It is the color of the heart. The colors don't always come in that correspond to the system I'm working with. But the system of the heart, the color of red, the heart system is connected to the fire energy. And the expanding emotion is joy. And the contracting emotion that puts a damper on joy is hatred. Hatred is a very strong word. It's a big emotion. And the fire of the heart and the fire of joy comes in to burn the hatred and let it be released. There are other earth elements that will come into play to balance any element. So we're expanding those lungs, releasing that space. It's a lot of heart energy here. A lot of joy. The joy comes in with the fire. I feel it subsiding. So now I'll take my palms and I'll close that energy again. I'll close the heart area that I opened from the back, from the lungs, the back of the ribs. I'm to go back to the low back. I feel like that space was opened and balanced for this moment when the spine was all opened. I'm going to rotate my client to the front. I am going to address the knees. My awareness is being drawn to them. So again, the sword fingers are opening the knees, and I just see them glowing right now, glowing in gold. The palms are drawing out anything that's extra, that's ready to be released. From the backs of the knees, from the front, from the sides. There are 6 channels that run through each knee, down into the earth. These are opening up. I see those highways as being golden and shimmering and glowing. I can see big space in there. The whole knee system looks translucent. And I close that knee system, the beautiful golden light. Now I'm moving up to the upper chest area. Again, my sword fingers are going to work from the sternum out to the shoulders, like we're opening curtains. We're just opening up some curtains here. The impression of white light comes in again. White is the lung system. It's the metal energy, just holding space for this, for energy to move from these lungs, from this space, this cavern above the heart here. The expanding emotion here is contentment. Beautiful contentment. As we breathe in, we can say to each one of ourselves, in this moment I am content. As we breathe out, we let go of any sadness, depression, grief that may be ready to be released now. Just like our breath that comes in and goes out and comes in and goes out. When we release it with love and gratitude, it can go to the resting place and come in again when it's needed again, and then go back to the resting place. It becomes a fluid movement. And it comes on the breath. As we receive anything that's a contracting emotion and feel it, and allow it to be there, and say thank you to it. Whatever parts of it are ready to be dissipated back into the unconditional love of the universe will then vaporize like mist. And as we breathe in, we bring in that contentment again. So as I close the lung area, the palms, there are heart energy in the tip of the palm, or the center of the palm, and there's also energy in the wrist from the heart. I feel both of those engaging, being present. I'm going to turn my client's body to the back again, because we left the spine open. And I see this beautiful river of indigo blue light coming down out of the universe, down, washing this client's spine, washing through the spine and out the tailbone. And blue is the color of the kidneys. The element is water. Our kidneys are our vitality center. Water is nourishing to the vitality center, is the elixir of life. It is living water. Our master turns this into holy water. And this blue stream washes through the whole spine. And the kidney system is connected to water. The expanding emotion is gratitude. The contracting emotion is fear. So as this blue, beautiful water comes from the universe, through the top of the head, through the spine, down the spine, and out, it releases any fear. With each in-breath comes gratitude. Gratitude for the love, gratitude for whatever comes into your mind, into your awareness. We're closing the spine, this beautiful blue spine, with white light, and golden light, and unconditional love. Rotating my client in my mind's eye now so that their left side is facing towards the screen. And now we close the session by palming again 9 times into the lower dantian out of the palm. Beautiful unconditional love. Balancing yin and yang again. There is yin and yang and yin. We are all yin, we are all yang. And palming in again 9 times. I invite you now to bring your hands to your heart. In this meditation process, our body is wide open. Our body, our mind, and our spirit and our soul are wide open to the universe. And we're going to harvest our chi now to bring our awareness back to our body, to bring us back to the present, bring us back into the moment. Our body, our mind, our spirit, and our soul are all integrated now as one. We're going to rub our hands together. I'm just going to sit. Rubbing our hands together. We're harvesting our chi. I'm going to invite you to bring your hands to your face. Remember that energy point in the center of our palms? And our face has energy points that represent the whole body. And as we just radiate this love into our face, it radiates love to our whole body and balances it. And I invite you to put your fingers on either side of your nose, run your hands up to your hairline and down like a heart shape. And as you do this, I invite you to say to yourself, either in your mind or out loud if you dare, out loud if possible, because the speaking of it gives vibration, and then our ears hear it as well. And so we're integrating more vibration and more sound and more of our senses. And so as you caress your own face with these palms of unconditional love, I invite you to say to yourself, I love you, and use your own name. I love you, Roxy. Just be aware of what happens when you say that. Things you might feel. Simply be aware. We're going to rub our ears. So we're going to take our ear and just kind of unfold it and move our fingers down to the earlobe and give a little tug. The ears as well carry meridian points from every part of the body. And so we're giving a final closure and a final closing of our ears. We're doing this 9 times. If you don't know what number you're on, just have the intention of 9. Intention is everything. We're going to tap the top of our head 9 times, very gently with a cupped hand. We're going to tap between our eyebrows. This is the bladder meridian. We're going to tap under our eyes. This is the stomach meridian. We're going to tap down our whole body. I'm going to tap into the left armpit. This is the heart meridian, the lung meridian. And tap in the right armpit. This is not an armpit. This is the crook of the arm. So let's go to the armpit. Obviously, I'm being drawn to that. And the right arm. And we're going to clap. Remember those heart centers? This is going to wake up the heart energy as well. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we've engaged together in a very deep process. And I would like you to stay in your body, mind, and spirit. And so I invite you to do any kind of journaling that works for you. Perhaps you want to record something verbally into a memo system or an Otter app on your phone. Perhaps you want to journal into your a writing book if you do that. You might get information that has come to you specifically for you or for those people who are in your stewardship. You will get information, I will not. So namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. I appreciate you. I love you. I pray that the intention that we have both set will be one that has come through and has been fulfilled today. Namaste. I love you.